It's our watch list video for March the 14th, 2018. We've got our daily and weekly charts, bullish and bear breaks that happened during the intraday today. Look at our market first. We got the Dow losing the 50 day yesterday, and then today it went up and retested. Pretty much went almost to that trend line again that we've got drawn overhead and rejected, and we sold off again. It's our private Twitter feed. A couple of charts here. We use the AD line this morning. This happened real early, about 9:45. This came down through our trend shift pivot zone. Getting the first look at our new chart release package. Just got the final products in this afternoon. We tested a few of things last night as far as them being completed and ready to be distributed. We've been using these really since September. This came down, gave our little zigzag pattern that we expect when we don't have our red zone. We got the red zone on the market on the AD lines early this morning, so we were looking at shorts going in real early, and we let that be our guide all day. This was the bigger picture down here on the AD lines as it came down, and then when we got the bounce after lunch, that was about 1 o'clock, it looks like, maybe a little after. We'll go back up and look at this other chart. This is 12, so this is 1 to 2. As it came back down and set up, we were watching the big chart, and then the little chart came back into red, and we were looking for that other sell-off that went into the end of the day. It's always good to trade with the market when you can. Now this morning we were able to pick up on some stocks. Caterpillar was one. Netflix off the bottom real early was right here. This was on our 25 green zone, and Netflix gave the move up above the pivot zone level. We know it's coming back because we don't have a green zone yet. It came back, chopped around down here, gave this green zone alert, and this thing gave a rip from this 23, 21, 25 or 30 area. We snapped this shot at 10:15. This was from 10 o'clock 15 minutes. You had almost a $4 move off this chart setup right here on Netflix. This was a shot of Caterpillar at 11:08 way down here, and we picked up on this about 10:45. If this was setting up, I looked for it to do a little bounce. It did not even show up on our algo charts. The bounce, it gave a little bit of a bounce and then let go there right before it got to the open around 156.50, and gave a really nice trade down by 11 o'clock. It was down over $1, and then it gave a bounce later on. It went on down this level, below this level, about another 50 cents till it hit yesterday's close, and then it gave a bounce and then resold off again. When the bounce came back, this play was back up into our fall in line for our retracement alert. ALXN this morning, same time frame, about 10:30 when the market fell off. It went into our red zone as well here about 10:30. This was in this 126 area. Big nice run down on that. This is just a shot that was taken at 11:30. I gave another call on it as it came back up here that this was setting up, and it actually went on up a little further, touched our pivot zone line, and then released again. You see the little box over here to the right. Now on the client release version, we took this down 2 levels. We're just running a 2x and a 1x. We give a pre-alert right on the chart that when this is going to shift from green zone to red zone. So as this is happening, and you see this line down here, this yellow line is for 2 and the green is for 1. We're 1 factor away from triggering. It puts you the price right on the chart where it's going to trigger. Now that don't mean it ain't going to bounce and go back up and resist again. That's when it's not a short till that triggers, and this line will change color. You getting the first look of our We've been using this for trades for a long time, since September. This was where this set up this morning. So as this was predicting right here, you had the yellow line and the green arrow I was just showing you, was telling me the price right over here, what we're going to take to trigger that in a red zone. This is the first shot. This is what we've been developing. I use these independent. Now I've got them where I can lay them over the chart and you can follow what's going on. This is a 5-minute chart. This line is laid over. Our algos are predicting our trend shift pivot zone. That's the red and the green line. This is VWAP I got on the chart. We all like to trade off of VWAP. So, and then when I gave that second call, was here before 12 o'clock, as this was going up, I'm looking for my retracement setup. I know what's supposed to happen. It's supposed to go up, not take out my level, and give me a setup for a short. It did. And when it does this, as it's approaching, it's giving the level what's going to turn it green. You don't want it to turn it green, so you kind of know what you want to stay away from. That same little box is over here. But what you got to notice here, and this is what we teach in our videos, there's no trigger right here. So as this got all the way here, it's not closely within 2 factors of saying, hey, this is fixing to go green zone. That makes the reshort more likely. So we got the reshort right here. Nice move down. It's moved over $4 from here down in. Here's a 5-minute chart right at the same time that happened. So you can see how easy this new charting system is to follow, and that price on the chart is really nice to know when you're going to shift the color here. So you're using an advanced decline line. This is what's going on here at 10:30 on the market. We had yesterday's high. We're rolling over on the AD lines I showed you the chart on. We know we're fixing to go into a sell-off, so I'm looking for shorts, and we use that to guide us. And then I'm not scanning these charts. I'm watching certain things I like to watch that give good results, and I'll kind of move in between about 40 charts. And that's what it takes to be successful. You got to zone in on what you want to watch and what you trade well. But here was our market set up for the sell-off. Back on the daily on the SPY, you see now we're approaching the 50-day. I keep an alert on this every day. I change this line, set new alerts. What's supposed to happen is we come down, we're intersecting this trend line. I think when we drew it, I told you it's going to hit the 50-day. These are going to run together here tomorrow. We need a hole right here. This is important for the S&P 500, not the SPY, not the Dow. Here's the Dow's already lost it. Dow may go down and hit this line and reverse. You only got 30 components. The SPY is a reflection, in essence, of what's going on in the S&P 500. But this is what counts. I've showed you that before, and it's proved to be true. So this is what I want to know about. So when this happens, we need to hold right here. If it does, we could get a surge of buy-in. I don't know, or it could panic them if it does. If it closes below, what we don't want to happen the next day after we get down here, if we close on this line and we gap down below it and fail it from the bottom side, that's not a good thing. So we got all these lines that are going to be important as we work into these coming days. So market recap, we're going to look at our bears. Here's our bulls on a weekly. A couple of daily bears. A couple of bulls. So the recaps are going to be more than anything to tell us something. Say, hey, okay, looks like a big move there on one of the few charts that moved up a lot today. Do our 3-minute tutorial on the lines on the charts, and I will get over to going through the actual charts. This is a mini tutorial on what the lines mean on my charts if you're a first-time viewer or been a while since you viewed. We're scanning on weekly and daily charts for my condition. When this green line is up, it's my bull zone, and when the red line is up, it's my bear zone. You need to be aware of support and resistance lines, and what charts do at levels, and that's what these levels are for. Just quickly as I can do this, and we're going to put a video on YouTube getting more from your swing trading charts that'll be more detailed and look at more stocks, how they react to these lines. But the gist of what you see here is this is what I'm scanning for, and as you can see here, this showed up in the bear zone. It did go down for a few days, but these green lines are support, and that's why it fought for a few days, tried to bounce back up, headed back down again, came right back into the bull zone, a bear zone, excuse me, and continued on down. Now the lines, here's what they represent. A green line is a place that a stock went up to and rejected. So as this green line redrew itself every time we made highs right here, and then it stayed across here for reference points, continues the same line here for reference points. Resistance, when you get above it, becomes support. This green line was drawn way back in the history, and when this stock broke above this resistance level, when it came back down, it held it, it held it, it held it, it tested it and held it again and again. That was support. That's why I want you to be aware of what these lines mean. You'll see them on my charts. And then the activity that stocks do, sometimes they go, that's my first target, that's my second target. Many times stocks go target 1, pull back a little, target 2, then they may pull all the way back to 1 and go again if they're continuing an uptrend. In this case, it did the pull back. This blue line is a 50 period moving average, this orange line is a 200. So that's what I want you to be aware of as well. And then I have a pivot system that consists of this blue line at the top, yellow line at the bottom, and my target 1 and target 2. You'll see this particular day this stock gapped down, huge gap down, open way down here. The low on this stock was 169.68. I'm getting that right out of this box over here, and the value of that yellow line was 169.67. Within 1 cent it held that line and bounced that day for a huge bounce. It's not a support level, but it's where I look for stocks to try to hold. It's where I look, if I'm short, say from here, this is where I'm looking to get out. I'm looking to move 2 levels, target 1, target 2, going up, target 1, target 2. The pink lines all represent places the stock has gone down to and bounced. This pink line is referencing this last pivot low. So as you're selling down into it, it may bounce again. If you get below it, then it becomes resistance. And that's all these lines mean. I just want you to know what they mean going forward. Thanks for watching the video. Let's get started. Through time, I've got several comments and emails from viewers that don't subscribe to our services but do watch our videos and basically say, hey man, I'm getting some good trades off your videos. I wish there's a way I could contribute, and I don't want to sign up for a membership. So I finally went and made a donation button. You can find it 2 places. On any video, we're including it at the bottom. You just click the show more button, and shortly down there you'll see support our channel, a donation through PayPal. You can click right here, pay through or make a donation through PayPal. Any amount you want to put in there is acceptable and appreciated. And then on our website, you can go to daytradersetups.com, press the YouTube menu item. It'll take you to this page, and there's a donate button there as well. And we appreciate that, appreciate the suggestion, and thank you ahead of time for any donations sent. We appreciate it a lot. Okay, we got the weekly bear break. The only thing we got so far this week is TEX basing here for 2 weeks, sitting at the bear zone break, and it's actually a reacceleration. You know, we always teach you to look down here at the bottom, see where we first bear zoned it way back here. So it's just a really the bear zone level now is lower than it was back here 5 weeks ago. It's recrossing the newly created bear zone and picking up more resuming acceleration, actually, because my yellow line never went away to show weakness in this trade. Now on the daily chart, this stock just kind of grinds sideways, okay? So it's not a big mover. It's definitely not something you day trade. ACHC continues on up through the 50-week, picking up momentum. I think this actually showed up here yesterday. Not positive if it did or it didn't. Hold on, we'll find out. It's up. It's actually down 35 cents today. It's up 159 from where we featured it on the bull break. So this happened yesterday. ACHC, same thing. It's been here for 2 days. So you had a little inside day going on there today. I like this chart on the weekly though a lot. ALNY actually up $2 today into daily. Previous weekly support or resistance right here, and then it reached up and peaked this old high today. Did close back below that level. That level is 147.63 will be the high, this weekly candle right here. There's your glance at the daily. It's been in the bull zone all week from way back here. We broke this out bull zone last week through the 50-day. Never hesitated. From the time we put this on your watch list, this was back on last Thursday. You bought it the next morning at the open, $128. If you got out right here today when it lost this line, that's only a measly little $19 trade in 3 days. You think you can make a little money as an option trader trading these bulls and these bears? I told you a few weeks ago, give these things, going to take them 3 or 4 weeks after all this sellage to get back into where this stuff really means something, and there's your results right there. AXS, this broke out way back here on the daily, just continuing on up. It's on the weekly bull, got the weekly 200. We looked at this yesterday, sitting right on that 200. I remember that. And I want to get back over here. Remember, this is a weekly bull break. This is a consolidation, but bear in mind how far you've come and how fast you've got there recently. We're going to jump right over to the dailies. We only got a few to cover there, and maybe we'll spend a little extra time on the recaps. While you're here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Twitter or StockTwits at Daytrader Setups. And our website is daytradersetups.com and swingtradersetups.com. Don't forget, this video is being brought to you by our premium alerts at swingtradersetups.com. They're real-time alerts. They're posted on our website, and we're looking at our bull zone weekly and daily breakouts, and our bear zone weekly and daily breakouts that are in one category on the website. And there are other categories that are more aggressive for the more active trader as well. And by having a subscription to that service, you get all these alerts intraday as they happen, and one subscription gets you access to everything, as well as our chart system. If you would like to get it, I can set you up a couple of different ways to have the green and pink lines available for your charts as you review. Let's go forward. We've got Boeing from daily, multi-day sideways movement here for quite a while. Actually printed into the barely into the bear zone at the 50-day, and picking up a little bit of the acceleration. This is not extreme yet, but it may gain momentum tomorrow. Since this video is already putting you on to BA, and these charts gave our subscribers this information 2 days ago, go ahead and share this with you. It's a 5-minute chart on our 100 algos. This thing shifted in on the 12th into the short zone at $349, and that's right here on the chart. These are both overlaid. These are the same. These are just easier to read down. Here's our algorithm lines, and these are actually your price lines overlaid on a 5-minute chart. You can lay this line over a 100 or daily if you want to. Now it spaces out your bars, but for looking and figuring it out, it's an awesome tool. I use them independently during the day because I know when I'm watching for my trade setups, and then I'll transfer them into this kind of format to figure out how to zoom in there. But this stock broke in the 100 here, revisited this morning, failed it, revisited again, failed it. This is what I love for day trading. You run up into the VWAP and where I know it's supposed to turn at. There's your trade. 343, 338. What a move. This is a smaller algo on the 50 down here. At the very bottom, you can see where it says 50. And right here, you can also see the algo we run is our 50 factor. And we, in our training videos, we teach about what they mean as far as price movement. This is still laid on a 5-minute chart. This broke down yesterday morning on the 12th. The other chart broke down the 9th. Big sell-off yesterday morning as it broke through this level and gave our red zone alert. We'd love to come back and revisit for the entry. And then it came down and just chopped in here all day. The bigger the ATR, the more time you can get chopped. And this is why we have come up with our charting system. So when you got this chop sideways, you can see that just because we gave a green zone alert and we're in a chop, we're not getting the kind of setup we want to trade off of right there. Now today when you lost your VWAP and you visited your line and lost it, you also can lay this in there with that 100 we just looked at, or even a shorter time frame to time in an entry. So watch Boeing here at the 50-day into the bear zone, and if it accelerates further, it's going to pick up some momentum most likely. I know Caterpillar's under a lot of pressure too. A little base break here of this consolidation into the bear zone. First day in, breaking the consolidation, actually picking up some pretty good acceleration. On my charts here, most of the time on the dailies, I have different levels, but this is peaking on up here pretty good. Last on the list here is QCOM. It gapped down into this bear zone today, pretty close to the 50 week. Coming in here, lost the 200 week this week as well, so it's pretty good little pressure here. This is a not really consolidation, it's all this chopping here anyway, so I don't want to call it a consolidation break, but it is getting a little momentum, which it got here a week or two ago. So this is not the first trip down here. It is at the 200 day, and this is a pretty sloppy trader. Who knows what it's going to do, so that's not one I even mess with. Your daily bulls are ALK. Very nice, strong day up, off the bottom on a weekly. Stock's really strong. It's been setting this up for a couple of days and really exploded out today. I had not seen it. I wish I had. Going back and kind of diagnosing what had been going on with it. This stock you've been watching, our charts put this thing going along 2 days ago, trying to get right back in here, and then yesterday a whole lot of stuff middle of the day started changing, and that's where you got this start of this move, and it was huge today. I've not looked at this stock in several days. Very nice breakout. Hershey's is coming up off the this consolidation. Let's get back on our daily chart. Coming out of this consolidation down here, it's kind of bouncing off the lows down here on a week. Got on a monthly by accident. On a weekly chart down off my lower pivot, actually has made a move back up to target 1. It may come back, hit this 200 and go again. It's kind of a sloppy stock. Been in play for years. It just moves around a lot. Johnson & Johnson daily coming back up, getting out of this lower consolidation. Gave a sign a couple of days ago and broke on back out there today. Let's pull this back out a little bit. Got you 250 right here in the way. but it's trying to get this little momentum back to the top. And the last stock is REN, made a new recent daily high here. Got a little momentum on a little bit on the weekly, not a lot. Trying to get out of that consolidation. It's on the 50-week over there as well. And energy play, some of that stuff's really been moving well. Just have to kind of follow that market to figure that out. We'll look at those recaps and wind this up. Actually going to switch over to the bulls first since we're kind of bearish. See how they're holding up. We're staying on our time frame here. We keep this about 4 minutes, so we keep this video at 30. You've got this is my list for myself I put in here that actually is today, these 3 days in a row. I just combine in one list that I'm kind of trying to watch, see what's going on with them. I need to get them in these same formats on these color grids. I just popped that in there this morning so I wouldn't forget about it. Forgot it was there till just now. Okay, on your weekly bulls, let's see what's holding up how. We went over these. We still got 4 from yesterday. Struggling here. A little bit of okay move up here today on this one. Holding the bull zone here on these stocks even in this bear market. Or bearish days we're having. I don't want to call it a bear market. Well, I did, but didn't mean it in that way. Didn't want to imply anything. We still got some strong stocks. Like I said, this is your net change for today. They're sideways. A lot of red stocks today. These are your strongest ones, maintaining the power level and maintaining the bull zone as it progresses. So that's why I'm showing you this chart so you can get a chance to look at that. Got a lot of struggling going on here today. Get this up here where you can look at these others going back even further. As you can see, all of these have pretty much lost their momentum. That don't mean they don't continue. Lumina only had a 37-cent day. You can see this little day, it actually closed higher than it did yesterday, but it actually closed lower than the open. If the candle's green and solid, it's a lower day from the open. It broke out good in the bull zone. It's still holding our trend stability. You got this support resistance line up here, and it lost a little bit of momentum right here. That really actually was probably not really losing momentum. It's just not holding my acceleration level, but it kind of picked that back up yesterday, and it held itself up strong enough to maintain that today. Another stock is just having a little inside day up here, right over the 50-day, but trying to hold up. I'm just trying to show a couple of these. Here's one that's very strong into this spot, had a down day today and lost a lot of the momentum. Now you see, I mentioned this earlier, most of the time the power on a daily chart, I use these a lot on smaller time frames, 15 minutes, so forth. I might be watching something that's moving along pretty strong, and I know if it has another strong enough surge in the next 15-minute candle that I'm going to get another bar down here. So I'll do an alert on the next bar up. It's just a gauge to make me come back. But this is still got the strength as far as some momentum, but it lost a lot today on this pullback. So it may lose all the momentum tomorrow, and if it drops below the current level of the bull zone, which is way up here around 72.80, I mean, it almost lost the bull zone today. So you would lose this check mark. This is a prime example of showing one that's original break here on the original bull zone was at 67.11, which was way down in this area when it first broke, the first bull zone break. Now the one that's on here now is right here 5 days ago. This is 5 days ago, .4, so 4 days plus the one today, it's 5 days ago. So it's way back here when it came in as bull zone alert. The level at that time was 67.11. The bull zone we're looking at now is the newly recalculated. So it just shows you how that does go up as the stock goes up. So now to maintain bull zone, we're up here at $72. So it's been a pretty good little run there. And this another example here shows you right now, based on 67.11, $5.60 up from that alert. 9.45 at the peak. And that's exactly what we use this for. When you see it pulling back and you just kind of want to review the charts, you know how far it did go. So this is a $10 move from our original alert at 67.11, and that's about 15 or 12 or 14% anyway. So that just shows you how this works, why it's worth coming over and getting these alerts ahead of time on our bull zone alerts on our website. And our charting package can put you on this too, because we included that in the charting package, a way to alert the trigger level of a bull zone daily, weekly. We set the alert up. It's just an alert builder. It's not on the chart. It does trigger you at the level when it triggers, and you can go and look at the stocks. You can build your own alert list from your own symbol list. We're actually putting the alerts into some workspaces for you now that we got the finished product. But I did put that in here. I put my power zone in here with it. It's part of the alert. When I give a bull zone alert, I want the power with it, or I'm not interested. So it's not just the level itself, it's the two together. So we got both of those in the package that can be used to, they're true or false. That's what this is. It's false when it's down here. It's true when it's up here. So that's in our package. You can set your own alerts up to know when you're going into a daily bull zone break or bear zone break, weekly. You can even run them on 2-minute chart. And we're setting that up in the workspaces. That's underway now. All the indicators are finished. I've got the finished product this afternoon. And now we got to build the workspaces so that when you upload it, you don't have to spend hours and hours and hours trying to set it up. It's going to be set up for you. All you have to do is tweak it in a little bit. You need to go on over and catch that video on YouTube on getting your data started. You can go to Ninja, download, set up your data, and you'll see that in that video how to do that. Because if you don't have tick data historically recorded, you're going to have to go out and buy some data. You may already have a data plan that you don't have to pay for that. Now the bull and the bear zone, running off the 15s or 30-minute or even the daily and the weekly, you don't have to have that much historical data to be able to do that. And they actually have a free end-of-day data plan automatic as soon as you download it. So you could actually start running the bull zone and weekly bear zone alerts right off of Ninja, off the daily end-of-day stuff. You just won't have any intraday charts. So you can get over there and check that out without any cost to you at all, and to watch that video, show you how to download it. You can do it from our website or do it from their website. It doesn't matter. I just gave you some good directions. But if you want to look at our charting system and the lines I'm showing you on our trend shift, you're going to need to build you some historical tick data or buy a plan from Kinetic to do that. But get over and check out that video, and then if you want to try out our package, it's going to be released with a 7-day free trial that you can chart it, look at it, figure it out. And then if you want to sign up for it, it's a $149 setup fee that sets up the license, and then you pay a subscription fee to Swing Trader Setup, $69 a month. That's an ongoing fee. As long as you keep your subscription with us, your charting package stays active. There's no more fees on the charting package except getting it set up. And like I said, I had this developed for me with my developer, and he handles the license and all that for us. And I've already got the file to send out on the 7-day trial. That's automatic. It'll run for 7 days and shut itself off. What I want you to do, if you're interested, especially if you want to get involved in using the trend shift pivot system, you're going to need some tick data. So you go ahead and download that, start building up your data each day, I show you how to do that in the video I put out last night, and I put out another one tonight, more about building that data up so that when you do start your 7-day trial, you have got the data already built up so you can start looking at some charts. Thanks for watching our videos. See you tomorrow. And I know you just thought he forgot the bears. Almost. Get these bear zone charts up here real quick. Here's your bear zone alerts for the week. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, and 4 day. And you can see some of these. CI, another crappy day today. Just keeps selling. Some of these are kind of slowing down a little bit, but some of them may gain some more momentum again. You still got momentum in several of these. That's what the little yellow bars are telling you. And from yesterday's list, not any big sellers today that hit into this bear zone. They kind of held their own today. The market was pretty much sideways. I don't see really any big movers here at all. That don't mean they're not going to get to be a bigger mover. So there's your bear zone list. See you tomorrow. Subscribe to our channel while you're here.